Well, good morning of 5th day on the road. I'm at Kimber. I've just got some groceries. Actually splashed out on some cauliflower rice in a packet. How's that? Never knew you could buy it. Well, you're in South Australia, anything's possible. So I'm going to do about 530 kilometers today. I'll do another free camp at, it's not even a campsite, it's a place in Wiki Camps. Someone's discovered that if you drive off the road a little bit, there's a campsite. So it's at a place west of Yatala, or Yatala, not sure how you pronounce it. It's about 9 o'clock, so that ought to get me in roughly sort of 3 o'clock-ish. I'll be going rather slowly again today, just to keep things tamed down. So I'm going to get on with it. Okay, we're off. The navigation is now pretty straightforward. We're just on the national highway all the way now back to Perth. So just follow the big signs. Yeah, fuel economy the last leg, 7.7 litres to the 100. So the range, it's actually pretty decent. 39 litre tank. You know, so that's a comfortable 400 kilometres. And I like to stop when I'm feeling a little bit like a rest, so that's every kind of 270 kilometres. It's more tiring than riding a motorbike, believe it or not. So, you know, I'd reference the other video series where I rode the bike back across Australia and back. I think what it comes down to is on the bike you can set cruise control, and there's also no worry about whether that strange noise you're hearing is getting worse or anything else like that, or whether the front hub's getting worse. On the bike it was to set the cruise control. In some cases riding along without holding the handlebars, just sitting back enjoying the ride. This car, I'm constantly looking at the speed on the phone, constantly listening, and I suppose constantly in a state of anxiety. So I'm overrating the anxiety. It's low grade, but it's there. It's the back of your mind. Yeah, so that would explain why it's a little more tiring than riding the motorbike, which that really surprised me. Just keeping the speed under control is a constant job. And I think that's probably what it is, having constant work to do. You can see the weather today. I'm expecting some rain or showers tonight. So the $14 tent is going to be put to the test. I think it's only ever seen drizzle once before. It's seen plenty of wind. Fortunately we don't have that. It's just going to be a bit drizzly. Fingers crossed. Alright, well that's it for now. I'm going to get on and enjoy this little drive. I'll pull over at probably 10:30 for some coffee. I haven't had a coffee yet this morning. I just wanted to get going. Bye for now. Decided to stop for some morning tea. It's a windy old day. Nice little lay-by here. So I'm doing my best to get some shelter for my little burner here. I need some water. Yeah, so that's the plan. It's 15-minute stop here. It's about, what is it, about 10 in the morning. Oh, it's fenced off like this. It's There's a fence all the way around. This would be an ideal little campsite. Someone has had a fire going there. Right, get some water and get this billy boiling. Yeah, Sidrap, 160 kilometres from Ceduna. I just thought I'd mention something I found interesting in South Australia, and I wouldn't have known about it had I not seen a sign. There's only been one sign that's described this situation. So on the guideposts on the side of the road, they've taken the care to put, here's one up here, you'll see, maybe, it's got a black band around it there. That signifies that someone has had a car accident and has been injured there, and there's another one. If there's a red band on the guidepost, and I haven't seen one yet, that's a fatality. So yeah, so it kind of keeps you on guard when you see a reminder, and it's been a constant reminder that people have been injured in car crashes, and here comes another one up here. So as you can see, that's been 3 in what, a kilometre, and it just goes on and on. So just thought I'd share that. I think that's a pretty good idea and pretty interesting. Got some pretty good wind conditions here. This road train just passed me, and thought I'd just show you what he's going through. Interesting camping tonight if the wind's like this, where I'm headed to Yalata, not Yatala, Yalata. It's Yalata. Anyway, I'm going to slow down there, I'm going too fast. Okay, Sitrep, I've stopped in at Ceduna. This is the Ceduna foreshore. The weather's kind of crappy. I mean, it's not terrible, it's just sort of drizzling at the moment, as predicted. Filled up here as well. That leg was 313 kilometres, and it drank 27 litres, which gave me 7.69 litres to the 100. So I'm going to, had a bit of a change of plan with tonight, where I thought I was going to stay. On the strength of where I stopped, just at a rest area earlier, I'm just going to drive until I'm tired, because I'll get there too early. It'll be sort of like 4 o'clock, and you know, there's no joy in kind of sitting around in the rain when I could be driving. So that's what I'm going to do. Signing off. Well, the rain is falling down. Okay, viewers, progress update. So I'm monitoring a potential ignition problem at this late stage of the day. The symptoms are just a random cut out, cut back in again. Now it's not just one cylinder, it's as if the entire ignition system cuts out for a brief instant. It's not, you know, you don't lose any speed. It's just like a jerk where you completely lose power and then you regain the power again. It's done it twice in
the last 15 minutes. So yeah, like I said, I'm monitoring the situation. When I come upon another parking bay, I'm going to pull in and just make sure the coil wire, the low tension leads, are secure on the coil. That's one thing it could be. But yeah, while we've been talking, there certainly hasn't been any issue. It's intermittent, but these things can tend to go from being intermittent to permanent. Alright, signing off. Wish me luck. Okay, here we are at the eastern end of the Nullarbor Plain. We're losing sunlight fairly quickly. It's fairly gusty kind of conditions too, so the tent will be very interesting tonight. Yeah, the intermittent, let's call it misfire that I had, it just went away. Like, it did it twice, and it's been about an hour and a half since it happened, and hasn't happened again, which is pretty awesome. So I'll finish up and get on the road and get set up camp. Almost 600 kilometres today, so it's been good. Alrighty. Okay, coming up on the outpost of Nullarbor. So we'll get some fuel here, and I found a wiki camp about 20 kilometres beyond, and allegedly there's some trees and tables, no bathroom facilities, but you know, hold on. Yeah, it's beautiful in an isolated kind of way. Alright, I'll put the camera down and get some juice. Okay, so coming up on the turn off to this camp. Most unlikely kind of situation. You're on a treeless plain, and apparently there's a bit of shade here, so I'll tell you what, the stars are going to be out tonight. That rain that was predicted, I obviously drove through it and there's none behind it. So the turn off is 550 metres. There you go, so that's alright. Looks like it's a standard parking bay. But as you saw on the sign, maybe, trucks can't park here. How interesting. Trying to grab a gear there. Okay, so I do want to be off the road a little bit, screened away from the road, so I'll go in here. This is great. Okay, sit rep. I've set my tent up and I'm just starting to do a couple little checks. I heard it sounded like a little bit of a rattling noise. It's this clutch lever here, but in the process of doing that, I've noticed this heater hose has been rubbing on it, and it's rubbed down to its core, so gonna need to cable tie it out of the way. Problem number 2. Looked at the battery, and it's got one of those gauges which shows me that it's discharged. Put a multimeter on it. Multimeter shows me. Let me try and jam that in there. 12.67 volts. When it's running. $12.44. Let's just. Oh, there you go. No cause for panic. I was measuring at idle, and it's got a generator, not a alternator, so it doesn't produce volts when it's running slow. Oh, geez, that's a relief. I thought for a moment I was in big trouble. Anyway, so I'll shut that down and get those hoses pulled up out of the way. Okay, so the jerry rigging I've done, I've just put some gaffer tape or duct tape around the hose where it was rubbed back. It's no longer touching because I've got it tied up here, but I've also put some duct tape around that hose where that goes around. It's not under any major strain, it's just lifting it up off this bit that makes jingle bells noises now. It's not a problem though. The battery is a bit of a mystery. It 12.5 volts is, so 12.6 volts is pretty decent. I wonder whether it's just the lighting situation. I can sort of get a bit of a green hue. I'll grab a torch. Sort of to mimic a bit of ambient light. It doesn't make it any better, I'm not gonna lie. It's a brand new battery as well. Well, soldier on. That's what we're going to do. We'll do the right thing and ignore it. I've checked that it's charging on the multimeter. No issue there. Checked these terminals. They were tight. I was worried one of those might have been loose. Coolant is a little bit frayed. These are on tightly on the back of the generator. Oh, twin horns. Wow. Well, apart from that, in a sec, what's this doing here? Any rubbing on that? Some of this isn't factory. You shouldn't have any risk of rubbing on anything. I mean, look in here, this is what I had to jerry rig as well. There should be grommets there. Anywho. Alright, I'm going to stop and enjoy my evening. What's left of the day. It's beautiful bird life and I heard music coming from this direction. The road goes further in here. Wish I had a little chair. I would actually make it a campfire. Spoiled for choice for camping. Can't hear it over in those trees. Okay. What are those little birds? Finches. Gonna get my dinner started. 5-minute stir fry. Yeah, I got my water supplies topped up. They had these on special for $9. Overkill much, but there you go. Alright, dinner time. Yeah, I was just about to shut the bonnet when I had a flashback. There's a return spring that's missing here. That's why it rattles. I don't know whether it's come off on this trip, but it goes from here to here, and it just holds the clutch fork in place up against its little adjustment stop there. So that's the job for when I get home. It's not going to let me down on this trip. Okay, now I can pack it up. I'm not losing my mind with that. Great little car. It's going so well. A couple of little mechanical scares, but I'm just a little bit paranoid, and rightly so. Who wouldn't be paranoid after they've seen a heater hose, which, if that rubbed through all the way, would piss water out and cook the motor and have me on the strand on the side of the road. So I'm glad I caught that. And thankfully we're driving in winter, so it's not a lot of stress on the cooling system. Otherwise it could be pretty ugly. That's worn down enough for there to be a decent weak spot. Okay, I'm going to shut the bonnet and enjoy. Okay, I'm sitting in the back seat of the car again, legs out. This is the cauliflower rice in a packet, never seen that before. So I'm just going to brown the beef strips fairly quickly here, two-handedly. And as soon as they're just slightly brown, I don't like cooked all the way through, I like rare meat. So I'm going to do that, and I'll bring you back and show you the rest. It's about 90 seconds away. Okay, so I've dumped a bit of cauliflower rice in there. Turn the heat way back as far as I can. And this little bowl fits very neatly there. And then in about 90 seconds I'll flip that over, and the cauliflower rice will be on the bottom and the meat will be on the top. I found another use for a piece of duct tape. This isn't a resealable packet, which is bright. So, there you go. Just a little waiting game. I'll edit this out, maybe. We'll force you to sit through it. It's going to do me. Let's see what we can do here. This is going to be tricky. Between my thighs, guys. There you go, it doesn't happen often. 3, 2, 1, let it rip. Ow, it's hot. Come on. There we go. That's how I like it. Meat and one veg. Time to enjoy while it's hot. And the sun is almost gone. I'm stood at campsite in the open area, and that's the main highway westbound to Perth, in the western sun sinking down. I'm all alone. Yeah, the stars are going to be spectacular tonight. See you all tomorrow.